gamer friends. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah.
And we are ready to roll. So today's video is all about our most anticipated 2025 games. We have zero insider information. So all we did was go to BGG and put in 2025 and look at all the games that are slated to come out in 2025. And just picked, I just picked things that I thought looked the most interesting to me.
Yep.
Did you do anything else when you looked at your list?
I did sort the 2025 games by their rank on BGG.
Oh, okay.
I know that they haven't been ranked a bunch.
Right.
But I thought that would give me a good way to sort through them. And I just went through and picked out, again, what, like you said, what was exciting or looked fun or interesting.
Okay.
Things that I was looking forward to most.
Yeah. So how many games did you end up with on your list?
5.
Okay. Well, I have a few more.
Yes.
I have 12 on my list.
Yes.
So, but
it's
that's
not surprising.
Okay. Yeah, not surprising at all. All right. So maybe I can talk about a couple of them, and then you can talk about one, and we'll just kind of go back and forth like that.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So first on my list is a game called Knitting Circle. It's kind of like is that predecessor? No. Is that the right word?
No.
Okay. It's kind of, Calico was the first one. It's kind of based off of Calico. It's the newer version of it. And so I just thought it looked good. It's like the
successor.
The successor. That's the word I was looking for, successor. And it's like a tile placement, a puzzle-y game from what I understand. And of course it's super cute because it's little kittens. I know that one probably doesn't interest you.
Not theme-wise.
Right.
But it still could be a fun game.
Yeah. You usually like puzzle-y games,
I like puzzle games.
Yeah. Okay, and then next on my list is a game called Floe. It is set in some sort of like cold world where you kind of have to go out on this adventure. I know that warmth is one of the resources for it, and so I thought that was really interesting. The board's really colorful, like eye-catching, and so I don't know.
This is one I haven't seen.
I've seen a couple
anything
people,
about, so
like content creators who got like the prototype. I've seen some of them play it, and I thought, oh, that looks interesting.
To bring in like a survival kind of element.
Kind of. I think it's like it's more. I don't really know. I think it's more adventure-y, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, that's my first two. What about you?
Yeah. So I'm going to base my list off of my least excited to most excited.
Okay.
Of the games that I'm very excited and anticipating of 2025.
Right. Okay.
So the first one is called Nature. And this is a game that is done by the same people that do Evolution and Oceans. Yeah. So it's like really kind of pastel, pretty art.
Oh yeah, those games are so pretty, and I did see the cover of Nature, and I thought it was really nice.
Yeah, and so this is a game about surviving ecosystems, basically. And can you get your animals to adapt to the ecosystem? And it's played over 4 rounds, unless you're playing with a module, and then it's over 5 rounds.
Yes, there's going to be like a whole bunch of modules. I think they have some in the works every year, or I don't know how often they're going to release them, but yeah,
and you can combine modules with the base game to make over 20, I think they said 20 unique ecosystems that you can play through and play on. And so it looks really fun. It's sort of a puzzle of how do you get your animals to adapt and survive. There's predators and there's prey, and they each do different things. And it just looks really fun, and I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, that sounds good. I have on my list Madcala, and it is set in the same world as Wonderland's War. So I love the Alice in Wonderland theme. I love the art from Wonderland's War. And so since we mostly play at 2-player, this is like, I think it's kind of like Wonderland's War for 2 players. So I am really excited about it. I hope that they do a good job because I really love it. That's all I really know about it. Okay, and another one is this one I thought might be on your list. It's Dice Throne Outcasts.
Yeah, it's not quite on my list. Kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Kind of.
Same game, different module.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So, Dice Throne Outcasts, I thought looked really fun because it had 4 very different type characters. So I wrote it down. It was like they have the Headless Horseman, the Pale Lady, Ravenous, and the Necromancer. And so I thought those would be really fun characters to play, especially like around Halloween time.
Spooky kind of.
And I think that's when it's set to release, is around Halloween next year. So I just thought that'd be really fun.
Yeah, fun Halloween game.
Yeah.
So my next one, speaking of games adapted to 2-player,
yes,
is Everdell Duo.
Okay.
Yeah. So Everdell is a game that I like okay, but it's not one of my favorite games.
Right.
However, Everdell Duo looks really fun to me. So you can either play it cooperatively or competitively.
I did not realize that you could play it cooperatively.
Yeah, you can.
Interesting.
And it's kind of a long board, and there's the little cards set all along the way, and then there's a moon and a sun dial mini.
Okay.
And each one does a different action. Okay. And so and it moves along the track as you take those actions. And if you have, like, say, the moon's at the end of the board and you want to do a moon action, you can't because there's nowhere to move it to.
Oh,
so
I
it
see.
restricts you in that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and the artwork is super cute.
Well, it's Everdell,
super cute.
Of course, it's cute.
Yeah, and it just looks like a lot of fun.
Okay.
So really excited about that.
Yeah, that one really surprises me that you have that on your list, because I know Everdell was not like one of your favorite games. Like you're like, oh, it's a good game, but like you don't choose it. Right.
Yeah, I think this adds the elements that I like, the mechanisms and things that I like. And at a 2-player count, I think it will drastically change the way the game is
interesting. Okay.
Played and stuff like that.
Okay, well, that's exciting. Okay, so I also have on my list Unmatched. It's kind of in the same vein as the Tales to Amaze because it's cooperative. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Okay, so I'm excited about this because one, there's like a little bit of a nostalgia factor growing up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe a lot. But I love the idea of playing that one cooperatively because Unmatched is really fun. And then Unmatched Cooperative is really fun. Yeah. And so I like the idea of us playing the turtles together and fighting the baddies and stuff. So yeah. Dibs on Leonardo. Oh, we'll see. Okay. Let's see what else I had on my list. Okay, I have a game called Speakeasy. Did you see that one?
I have seen that one, yes.
Okay. So I don't know much about it. I know it's like a Euro style game, but it is set in Prohibition and during Prohibition, I should say. And I think you get to be like mobsters doing stuff during Prohibition. So I'm not sure if you're like fulfilling orders or whatever you're doing, but I know you get to be a mobster, and I know it's during that time period. Yeah. So
you're trying to, I think, race through the ranks of the mob.
Yes. Yes.
Become a mob boss yourself.
Okay, that just a fun theme. I just thought it would be a fun theme, and I want to see what that's all about.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Okay. So my next game is Arydia.
Okay, that's one I had on my list too.
First crossover.
Yes.
Yeah, so this game is about basically it's a role playing game on RPG in board game form, and it's got exploration and combat and character progression and even map progression. You unlock parts of the map as you go. It's a campaign, and so. I mean, it's all the things that I love.
Yeah, it's checking all.
Checking all the boxes. Yeah,
and it's really pretty. The cover looks good.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, really good, and it's fantasy.
Yes.
So I love all of that.
Yeah, and I read about it that it also was like what they call a green legacy game. So it's like a legacy game where you unlock stuff and you do different things, but you can reset it, put it back together, and then like pass it on to somebody else to play. Yeah. So
we had a game like that.
The Initiative.
The Initiative.
Yes.
Yes. That we had a lot of fun with.
Oh, it was so much fun. It's not, that one wasn't one of those like big campaign games, but it did have like different puzzles, but you could completely reset it.
You could reset it, yeah. And we did reset it and give it to our youngest daughter.
Yes, we did. Yeah. They actually just started it. She said they started playing it.
They loved it. Nice. Yeah, and it has this this game Arydia it's a cooperative game. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, it is cooperative.
I have a lot of cooperative games on my list. I guess I like cooperative. Dice rolling, role playing. It's anyway,
it's definitely
it checks all the boxes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I have a game called Luthier. I think it's how it's pronounced, Luthier. So
this is not one I've heard of.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the same people who, I think it's the same designer that did that made Distilled, which we both love
that game.
Yeah. Okay, so that's really what attracted me to this one. And I've seen also a lot of people make content about it, so you might have seen it already. And so you're like, you make musical instruments, you create them, and I don't know what else you do with it. It looks really pretty. Love Distilled, so it just, I mean, this naturally just came. I was just like, okay, I'm sold. I want to play this.
Yeah. Well, if they do as good of a job as they did with Distilled, then I'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, definitely. There's one that I was looking forward to called Lairs, like LAIRS, like Dungeon
Lairs.
Dungeon Lairs.
Okay.
Okay, and so this one looks like the art's kind of like, I don't know, like cartoony, kind of fun. But what you do is you're creating a dungeon, and then your competitor is creating a dungeon, and then I think you have to swap dungeons, and you go through the dungeon. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're like finding treasure, and I think you might be fighting baddies. I'm not 100% sure on exactly what all you do.
What's a dungeon without baddies?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And so so you're doing different things throughout. There might be traps and things I think you can put in for your competitors. Anyway, and so I just thought that is very different, and I thought that might be really fun if they do it well.
Yeah, for sure. That excites me as a dungeon master.
Yes.
That's tickling my fancy.
Okay. Yeah, so Lairs, create a dungeon with it. How many more do you have?
I've got 2.
You've got 2. Okay, you talk about.
Okay, so the next one on my list, this is my second most anticipated game of 2025, and it is Dice Throne X-Men. Very excited about this one. I was a huge X-Men fan as a kid and a teenager, and a little bit as an adult. Yeah, so of course, you can see behind Danielle, we love Dice Throne, and I love X-Men, and so this is just, it had to be on the list.
Oh yeah.
It has Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Rogue, Gambit, Psylocke, Iceman, and Jean Grey. So
that sounds great.
Yeah, I'm in for all of it.
Yeah, those are going to be really, really fun. We'll have to see all the new Dice Throne characters.
Yeah.
Okay, so my most anticipated game is the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. So I like card games, I like trick-taking, and I love Lord of the Rings. And I think they're going to do all 3 different ones, because this is just the Fellowship of the Ring. So it's based on the very first book. So I'm wondering if they're going to do
probably
all 3
Two Towers and Fellowship.
Mm-hmm. And Return of the King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you play it over chapters, kind of like you're playing through the book. And so I think they add different characters or different things to each chapter. And and it's trick taking. So I'm really interested to see how this works and how it plays and stuff. But it's probably my most anticipated.
Yeah, we have several Lord of the Rings games, and we've had some misses.
Yes.
And then some big hits.
Yes, for sure.
And so I'm interested in where this one's going to land.
Yeah. But I'm really excited about it.
It sounds fun.
Okay, what about you? What's your number 1?
My number 1 most anticipated game of 2025. Yeah, she knows what it is. The Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era.
Yes. I actually had it on my list too.
Okay.
But I thought
so we had 2 crossovers.
Yeah, we had 2.
Okay. Yeah, so Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time, video games of all time. Still, probably top 2. So it's way up there.
Definitely.
And I love all of the Elder Scrolls things. And so this is a chip theory game. And they are probably my favorite game designer at this point.
Yeah, he loves Too Many Bones.
We just got Too Many Bones not that long ago. We've got hours and hours into it already.
Yeah, it's been so fun.
I love it. I can't get enough of it, even though it is a very punishing game.
It is. It is very
punishing. But the production value is off the charts.
Yes.
And with the theme Elder Scrolls, chip theory games, I think this is just going to be a home run for me.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people talking about this that have content creators that have received the game, and they all seem to really love it. So I think they did a good job with it. I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah, it's a campaign.
Yeah, naturally.
It is played over 3 sessions, and the marketing material says each session is about 2 hours long, so it's lengthy.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be worth it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So is that it? That is our most anticipated games of 2025 list. So we hope you enjoyed it. Please put in the comments what your most anticipated game is.
Or if you think we're wrong, tell us how we're wrong.
Definitely. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.